Hey guys, it's Nikki. In this video, I'm gonna talk about makeup. We're gonna sit on the floor and I'm gonna talk to you about some makeup things. We're gonna talk about foundation. We're gonna talk about blush. We're gonna talk about eyeshadow. We're gonna talk about mascara. We're gonna talk about lipsticks. And concealers. And eyeliner. Oops. And as we talk about the things, we're gonna put them away. So I'm gonna set you guys on my lap here. The first thing we're gonna talk about is lipsticks. What I would suggest doing is getting a few different colors. Like I have this one here. 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 And I have this one here. Which is that color. So I have like 5 or 6 different colors of lipstick. That way, if you want to switch it up and go with a lighter color, you can. If you want to go with a darker color, you can. But until you know how to put on lipstick, I would start out with a color that matches your lips the best. That way, if you mess up, you don't end up with it all over your face. Next, we're going to talk about these. That's one. It's a blush. That's also a blush. And then that one's a concealer. So the blushes, I would just... Here's how I put on this kind of blush. I just take it and go like that. And create a line on my cheek. And then I rub it in. Or if one line's not enough, I'll go over the area a few times. And then I'll just rub it in like that. But for you, you need to figure out what technique works for you. Because one swipe might work for you and your skin tone and all that. One swipe may not work. Okay? Next is this. I have 3 different types of concealer. I have this one, which we'll show you up here. I put some on my forehead. Then we'll just rub it in like so. And that's how I do this kind of concealer. Next we have this kind that comes in a little thing. And the way I use this kind is I just go around with my finger about 6 times, and I get some on my finger. And then let's say I have a blemish right here, then I just go in with this kind of foundation right over the blemish, and I just rub it in really well, like that, and then I close it. So that's how I do those 2 kinds of concealer. Now for this one's almost gone. But how I do this type is I make a line on either side, because I mostly use this one under my eyes, like so. And then I just rub it in, like so. And that's done. Now I'm going to show you with this lipstick how I do my lips. I roll up the tube a little bit. I start over in the bottom right corner, go across my bottom lip to about the center, and then keep going to the bottom left, and then come up to the top right, and go all the way across to the top left. And then I rub my lips together, and then I roll this back down into its tube, like so. And I put the cap back on. Now, next I'm going to show how I use a powder blush. There's a couple different ways you can do this. I'm going to show you one way on my right cheek and one way on my left cheek. That's the finger method. And that's the brush method. Now, you just take and blend them so they're even. Now, this is how I do my foundation always. But how you do it is going to vary depending on if you choose a liquid or a powder foundation, or what kind of foundation you use. Because I don't use liquid foundation, it's too messy for me. But some disabled people like it. I'm just not one of them. And then I'll just kind of blend it all together. Now we're gonna talk eyeliner. Okay? Now, obviously, eyeliner is optional. You do not even have to use eyeliner or mascara. But if you want to use eyeliner and mascara, I will show you how I do them. First, you'd pop off the little cap. That's about that big. Then, you're going to take your phone or your mirror or whatever you're using to see what you're doing and just draw your line across. And just draw your line across. There. Now, you're gonna put the cap back on that. And that's done. Next we have eyeshadow and mascara left. So next we're gonna do the eyeshadow and then we'll do the mascara. Now, some blind people prefer to use makeup brushes for their eyeshadow. I am not one of them. I like to just come in with the eyeshadow on my finger and just do that. Okay? And then like that. And that's how I do my eyeshadow. But like I said, some people like to use brushes. I am not one of, for their eyeshadow, I am not one of them. I like to know how much I am putting on my my eyelids. So, and then next we have our mascara. And depending on if you're using an accessible brand or a normal brand or what have you, you may do this differently than I do. But this is how I do it. There. That eye is done. Now I'm gonna switch hands here. And we're gonna do this. Lid with mascara. But I need to dip it back in first. But I'm having a little difficulty. That's why I usually do this. not holding my phone, but this works. And that's how I do my mascara. And then I put it back in. And now that my makeup is done, this is when I look at my face or have someone look at my face for me, depending on my visual acuity. And grab a makeup wipe. If you have enough vision to do this yourself, it's a great independence thing to be able to say, I did my makeup myself. Because it honestly feels great knowing you did your makeup yourself. But if you don't have enough vision, then ask for help, especially if you're new to makeup. Because you don't want to look like a fool. Trust me. There. Makeup's done. Take care, guys. And that's my tips. 1, have someone help you find someone or some makeup that matches good with your skin tone, whether it be for your cheeks, your eyes, or what have you. 2, don't be afraid to ask for help. 3, don't be afraid to try new things. 4, you got this. You can do it. It may be nerve-wracking at first, but you got it. Take care.